Hey guys. Hey guys, welcome to the MIXINVIXENS again. Spring has sprung. Hope everybody had a wonderful Easter last week or a break from us anyhow. We all enjoyed our breaks, but it gave our recipes a little extra time to steep. I hope you guys are ready. We're going to be talking about a peanut butter pie, kind of, sort of, because we each interpreted it a little bit different. Today we have Emily with us. She is our guest this week, but hopefully we'll be able to get her to come in here a whole lot more often. Maybe we can even talk her into doing some recipes. We have Alicia. Say hi, Alicia. Rian.
Hi.
And Jennifer Jarvis. So with that being said, I don't know if I'm pretty sure you guys can see the picture already next to our stream here on the thing. That's the pie we were all supposed to develop on. And I don't know, who wants to go first? Any takers? No? You guys gonna make me go first? I can't. Don't everybody speak at once.
I went first last week.
Wait, so you guys definitely did you all agree that when you saw that picture that that's a peanut butter pie?
Yeah, we talked about it back office.
Cheesecake, it's not mousse, it's
well, we agreed that it was a peanut butter something, and it looked like a pie, and everybody makes peanut butter pies a little bit different.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pie. It could be a coffee pie, though.
It could be.
It could be. And maybe somebody else surprises. Well, don't be throwing my recipe out the window, because I was going for peanut butter. I could have done coffee. Coffee would have been really good.
I'm excited to see what you guys came up with, because peanut butter is one of those things that I really like to vape it, but not many mixes are do it very well. So I'm excited. This will be fun.
And for me, peanut butter is one of those profiles where I can vape it for a short while, and then it just gets very rich on me. So it's one of those things where I'm glad that we had the extra week last week to steep so that I can see how it continued to develop this week. And because it takes me so long to vape it, because I can only vape it a little bit at a time.
It's like
just very rich.
After dinner dessert type.
Exactly. Yeah, and it's one of those that you like to get, at the restaurants, those little itty bitties, how they give you 3? Well, it's one of those that I would like to have in a little one. Super rich and sweet. And there aren't very many desserts I want little because, big girls like candy.
I think everybody likes that.
Well, I work hard on my full figure. This stuff does not come on overnight. You know what I mean? You have to work at it. It's the dedication.
Sampler desserts though, because you can try more than one thing and you still get the same amount of.
Yeah, I like to do that too. All right, so since I had no volunteers, I guess I'll go ahead and do mine first, and then that's good because I'll get mine out of the way, and then we'll go with you guys. So let me see if my recipe's up here. Do we have any questions from the chat so far? Oh, look, Leilani's there. And Toonie. Hi, guys.
Hi.
So, yep, my recipe. No, there it is. That's mine. Butter lips. That's what I called mine. Butter lips. Because you get peanut butter. You eat peanut butter, it always gets on your lips. So that's what I called it.
Butter lips. I like it.
Butter lips.
I like
it. So I used, let's see. So to build the peanut butter, I like TFA peanut butter the best out of everything. So, and I like to go high with it, which is probably why I can only vape it a little bit at a time, because to get the right flavor, to me, you have to go above 4% to get it
to stick around. You gotta go up high with it, right?
I think so. I mean, 4% is about it, but with this being a pie, I wanted it a bit richer, so I went to 5% with it, and then I added buttercream Capella on top of it to thicken it up even more, and to give it more of I guess the whip inside a pie of the peanut butter. To me, butterscotch is the perfect complementary note for peanut butter. So I used FA butterscotch in it. I started low with the FA butterscotch at about 0.5, and I kept creeping up on it because the peanut butter kept drowning it out. I settled at 1.5 because it was at 1.5 was giving it the caramel notes that I wanted. It's almost like a smoked caramel note, slight in there. And then I debated between Flavora, sweet coconut, and FA coconut for the sweetness. Coconut tends to smooth out peanut butter and just make it, I don't know what it does, but it's necessary. It's absolutely necessary. I know that
a little bit to like the richness too, right? Because coconut has like a rich type of sweetness.
Yeah, but the richness is there from the peanut butter, I find. I think that what the coconut actually does is cream it up a bit and give it a certain sweetness that I guess it separates it somewhat from being just peanut butter and makes it into peanut butter. I don't know how to explain what it does as far as how I pick it up. So I used FA coconut instead of the Flavora sweet coconut because Flavora sweet coconut to me is a lot creamier and it's more of a coconut milk kind of. Sweet coconut milk is how I perceive it, but really, really sweet. Where FA coconut is more realistic and at 0.10, it's very small amounts. So it's not something you should not taste it in the mix. The only reason it's there is to what is that word I'm looking for? Is to emulsify it, to bring out the nutty notes without any more peanut notes, if that makes any sense whatsoever. For my...
Sorry, what flavor was that? To bring out the peanut notes?
To bring out the nutty notes, but not necessarily peanut notes, but more of a nut. I used Flavor Art coconut.
Okay.
At 0.10 instead of Flavora, which would have brought out more coconut notes, in my opinion. I use Vanilla Custard V1 just as part of the base, just part of the whole cream pie part of the base. And cookie and graham cracker were my crust. Graham cracker clear has caramel notes. It has layers of bakery in there, but I find that it needs some help. And it was either AP or cookie. And, when you have to choose one or the other, why not choose a sweet one? So I chose cookie instead.
That's a great combination for a pie crust.
Yeah, that's what I like to use for a pie crust.
Things together.
Mm-hmm. Me too. Sometimes I'll use a little bit extra bread notes by adding some cake, but I didn't want to fluff it up anymore. And this is a really rich recipe. I know that it's only a total of 12.1%, but that is enough. I mean, that was more than enough for me. I don't think anybody would need to bump this up to make it any thicker. You might want to let it sit a little long. I recommend at least 10 days for everything to come through and everything to blend together. But honestly, I'll probably let the rest of this sit for another 3 weeks to get it where I want it, where it's all in one.
Have you noticed that the peanut butter flavor fades as it goes down on yours, or does it stay pretty solid?
It stays pretty solid because at 5%, I mean, it's not as strong as it steeps, but at 5%, you can still taste the peanut butter. So it's not as in your face peanut butter, but it's a more smooth, cream peanut butter that you would spread on something. And then, adding it to whipped cream and then making a pie. So it's pretty realistic because you don't want to be chewing on peanut butter when you're eating a pie. You want it to be a creamy peanut butter.
To be such a blend, and that's nice. Jennifer, can I ask another question about your recipe?
Yeah.
I was just wondering why you went with FA butterscotch.
Because FA butterscotch, I know that most people think of butterscotch is butterscotch. To me, I use butterscotch instead of caramel a lot. So caramel is white sugar melted. It's milk and white sugar melted down, where butterscotch is brown sugar melted down. So those two are actually in candy form very similar. One is white sugar, one is with brown sugar. And to me, butterscotch is just another form of caramel. And FA butterscotch has got more of a toasty note than caramel does, but it's not quite as sweet. So it blends better with peanut butter as far as I'm concerned. I don't
like
want
a creamier caramel too, because it's got a lot more milk.
Mm-hmm.
Is correct me if I'm wrong, is FA, isn't that more of like a hard cracked butterscotch than something like, say, Flavor West?
I don't know. I don't know what it's supposed to be. I know that to me, it tastes more like a darker caramel. It's a darker, smokier caramel. Like for me, when I use butterscotch, I can get darker, deeper notes than I can with the caramel. With caramel, I tend to start sweetening it up, and it's more gooey. With Flavor Art butterscotch, it's almost like I'm putting some brown sugar and with some cream notes in it. It's just my preferred note. I'm not a big caramel itself fan, so I tend to sub my caramel with butterscotch a lot.
Very cool.
And I don't. In Flavor West, it would have been too thick in this. It would have been too much. It might have even overpowered my peanut butter, in my opinion.
Sweet. It looks good. I can't wait I just put it on my to mix list. I'm going to mix it up. It's pretty good.
It's very thick for me, but for normal people, maybe it's not as thick as I find it.
It sounds right up my alley. I love those rich, decadent dessert vapes. I'll vape them all day. I don't care.
So since Rin went first last week, I think I'll leave her for last this week, and I think it's Alicia's turn.
All right. I was going to volunteer anyway.
Ha! There you go. I read your mind. Or maybe it's that little red button I saw turn white.
Maybe. So let's see. Yep. Mine's up. All right. So I wanted to do something like I usually like that type of image. I'd see it being like a cheesecake or something, but I didn't want to quite go the cheesecake route with mine. So mine's called Nani's a Nutty Pie, and it's because my Nani, my grandma,
oh,
a little bit crazy. So
that's cute.
My friend was like, "Oh, you should name it like related to your grandma or something." And I'm like, it's boring, but that was cute and funny because she is crazy. But my grandma is just like at least a little bit crazy. So mine, I wanted to go for like a different kind of pie crust than the typical graham cracker. There is graham cracker in it, but I also added cookie butter. I went with the Flavor West cookie butter, which smells delicious, but it's kind of like lacking some. Like I wouldn't have gone with it just on its own. It definitely needed the graham cracker to back it up some, which is fine because like cookie butter does have like somewhat of a graham cracker flavor to it. It's just a little bit more on the like spiced cookie realm instead of graham cracker. It's just cinnamon. But yeah, so I ended up going 1.75 on the cookie butter. I mean, you could go a little bit higher, but I wouldn't recommend going too much higher. In this mix, it's just like a light note of the crust. I wanted it to be like a thin crust to it, not bring it too far into the bakery realm. And then for the peanut butters, I went with Flavor West on those ones as well. I went with peanut butter cup and backed it up with their peanut butter. Their peanut butters remind me a lot of like the Justin's brand of peanut butter. Have you guys had that?
No, I've never heard of it.
Yeah, it's like organic or something.
Yeah, I like it a lot more. Like their lightly salted, creamy peanut butter is kind of what Flavor West peanut butter tastes like. And then the peanut butter cup, it tastes almost exactly like the Justin's peanut butter cups, which I like better than Reese's, to be honest, anyway. They're like actually like a creamier texture to them. But yeah, so with those ones, like I was thinking about just doing straight up peanut butter cup in it, but it was too sweet and I wanted there to be just a little bit more realistic of a peanut butter flavor to it, which is why I added 2% of just their peanut butter. And also plus like in the image, you've got the flecks of basically ground up peanut butter on top. So it seemed like it'd be a nice little topping to add to it. So it's got like, I'm vaping on it right now, and it's only got a week and a half steep, and the peanut butter is dropping off a little bit, but that's kind of a good thing because when I first was vaping it, like it was just like a lot of peanut butter. And now it's blending in nicely with the creams. For the creams, I've fiddled around with those a lot. I've tried. I tried with Vienna. I tried because I didn't want to do cheesecake again since we had just done a cheesecake not too long ago. But then I tried a combination of like Bavarian cream and vanilla custard and wasn't digging that very much. And then eventually I ended up bringing in the Italian cream into it. And that seemed to work a lot better in the mix. I'm not really sure exactly why it worked better, but I haven't worked with Italian cream by Mixin before. So it's fun to do some experimenting with it. But the combo of it's mostly like the creams that are coming out now with a nice hint of peanut butter instead of just like a full-on thick mouthful of peanut butter. But yeah, I'm liking the recipe a lot. I'm looking forward to seeing how it feels after like a 3-week steep.
That Flavor West peanut butter cup, that's something I haven't messed with in a long time. So how much, I don't remember, how much chocolate are you getting out of this recipe?
Not very much, to be honest. It's not like a super heavy on the chocolate. It's like a lighter note of it. But because of the peanut butter being more of like a lighter note of peanut butter to it, I think that's probably why I'm not really getting much chocolate from it. But yeah, it's definitely I'm getting like an aftertaste of like the saltier peanut, whereas the more peanut butter cup portion is blended in a lot with the creams. So the chocolate's not really there. When I did the single flavor test, I definitely tasted a lot more. And then in the beginning, I tasted a lot more, but not as much now.
Now that cookie butter, do you think maybe that might contribute to the saltiness in the peanut butter that you're getting?
No, it's definitely when I tried it without the Flavor West peanut butter, there was no salty note at all. So once that was brought in there, that salty note came into play. Like the cookie butter itself, I don't really get any salty notes from it.
Right.
Have you single flavor tested that one?
Yeah, and I used to make a lot of recipes with that Flavor West cookie butter, but from my experience, it gunks up my coils so fast that I've not been able to enjoy it for long. So I think that at 1.75 it's probably okay, but that cookie butter, I've done standalones on that all the way up to 15% because I'm crazy.
That seems kind of high.
It is. It's insane, but it's interesting that you use that cookie butter. I'm gonna have to play with it again. I haven't used it in a really long time. I think when all the other flavors came out, that's one of the ones I set aside and didn't play much with. And you know what? I forgot to say when I was talking about my recipe, because it reminded me when you were talking, Alicia, about how you backed it up with the other peanut butter also. I backed up my peanut butter with Flavora peanut butter because that one tends to stay a little longer. So just wanted to throw that in there since I didn't mention it. And when you mentioned it, I was like, oh, I forgot what I backed mine up with.
So like Flavor West peanut butter on the scale, if peanut butter flavors are on a scale, and TFA is like the creamy generic kind of Jif, I guess, and Flavora is kind of like the crunchy, like organic hippie crap. Where does Flavor West fall in?
Organic hippie crap.
And like
it's a delicious.
It's like in the more mainstream of Trader Joe's line of peanut butter. We'll call it like new hipsters, the ones that are
new hipsters,
but aren't going full granola where they're making their own peanut butter. It's not quite that hipster. It's like the wannabe hipsters. We'll call it that.
I mean, I like Flavor West peanut butter. I haven't used it in a while either.
I didn't even know Flavor West had a peanut butter, so I'm gonna add it to my list.
Now you know they had two. I recommend picking up the peanut butter cup if you don't have it. I like that peanut butter. I'm probably gonna do a single flavor of it for my sister because she's obsessed with Justin's peanut butter cups. So add a little bit more chocolate to it though, just because.
Hey guys, with the cookie butter, it just reminded me it's a flavor that I forgot to test for noted because it's gonna be like cookie dough and stuff. what's a good single flavor percentage to try that cookie butter out at?
Good question.
I'd say 3% max.
Yeah.
That's probably the max I'd ever use it is 3%.
It takes over a recipe like pretty quick, but I haven't single flavor tested it, so.
It's a dark flavor, by the way. So yeah, I'd always usually end up avoiding the flavors that are super dark in color because it's harder for me to tell like how good my Nick is still if it's a bottle that's been sitting for a really long time. But also like I'm less likely to vape something that's like that dark.
I mean, it smells delicious.
It does.
Kills a coil.
It's probably one of those flavors that Jennifer can't vape. Jennifer Jarvis, right?
She's probably over there shaking her head, going, "Oh,
like
no.
I see her shaking her head.
There's no vaping a cookie butter. I've tried it. It tasted good, but then it was super dry and just no. I wheezed immediately.
It definitely needs the creams to make it less dry. I mean, with the creams that I have in here, thankfully, like that helps save it. But it would be a very dry mix if it was missing. Like,
and you have a lot. You have a lot of peanut butter in there, and the peanut butter is the Flavor West peanut butter is. I would put it in the same realm as Flavor West butterscotch as far as creaminess and thickness. So that would probably keep it from being too dry.
So, Miss Jarvis.
Yes, I guess I go next.
Let's hear your recipe.
I can't actually even vape my own recipe. Oh. Because I use stuff I can't vape. I tried it, and I don't like it because I don't like anything right now. So I'm doing good this week. I lost the bottle that I was actually steeping, so I had to mix up another one just to make sure I didn't like it. And no, I still don't like it. I didn't like anything that I mixed. However, I think normal people who don't have weird taste buds like me will actually enjoy vaping this because it should taste good to normal people. I unfortunately am not a normal person. So I went just cheesecake, TFA, graham cracker crust, along with graham cracker to make the crust flavor. New York cheesecake from Capella's just to make it nice and creamy. I did that at like 3.5%. TPA's peanut butter, I only went to 1.25% because I didn't want an overpowering peanut butter. I just wanted it to be like a silky peanut butter. And I backed it up with the Kanako soy from Flavora.
I bet that worked out really good.
It smells really good. I can taste the cheesecake.
I think I'm going to mix this one because I need to know what that Kanako did with that peanut butter. That looks really good to me.
There seems, it's almost like if you could have a French silk peanut butter. That's the notes that I get from the peanut butter in it. And I don't mind it, but it's just not doing it for me. At the moment, I'm back on vaping my old hanky panky because nothing tastes right to me. And
it's allergy season.
I think it is. It's allergy season, and just I'm kind of stuffy. And the last bit on it, I did sweet coconut just to give everything creaminess and some one-on-one whipped cream on top. I just went super simple. I thought it might be a recipe that other people may have the ingredients for. You could sub out Flavora's whipped cream. You could probably even sub out TPA's whipped cream if you don't have one-on-one.
Did you let your husband try it? Because he's our flavor tester when you can't taste something.
I think my daughter actually took my other bottle. And so she probably likes it, and her boyfriend probably likes it, but I don't know. She just grabbed a whole bunch of stuff before she went off to Colorado. So I don't know what she took, and I can't find my bottle, so I think that's where it went.
Yeah. So then I'll mix it up. I'll give you, as a matter of fact, in the Mixin Vixens, I'll put what I thought of it with those particular
I did give
flavors.
Graham the recipe back last week. I don't know if he ever mixed it or not.
Okay. And I think Emily might have dropped off or frozen off or something, or I'm sure she'd have 1,000 questions for you because she put us on the spot, didn't she, Alicia?
How is that one-on-one whipped cream?
I like it better than TFA's, and it's about the equivalent to Flavor's. It's just there's a little bit of extra creaminess to it that Flavor's doesn't have, and it's not quite as vanilla-y as Flavor's.
Sounds nice. I'm a big fan of TFA whipped cream, but if it's creamier, that would be nice.
I find it more whipped creamy. Like TFA's whipped cream is kind of a thin whipped cream to me. It's not super creamy.
Yeah.
It's good for flavor wise, but I like this one better. And plus I can vape this one. So it doesn't have anything in it that I can't vape. I can vape Flavor's as well. I can't vape graham cracker crust or cheesecake graham cracker or Capella's cheesecakes.
That sucks. What's in it that you can't vape?
The acetylpropanol. And I believe cheesecake from Capella's V1 has DAP in it too, or has diacetyl in it.
Probably.
Yes, I am using an Aeronaut. I have the Aeronaut V2.5.
And I'm using one of these.
And that's why my husband he hates peanut butter.
I'm using one of these squonkers, and then on top of squonking, I'm pouring juice on top because I'm mixing two flavors together.
What flavor?
I've got, well, in the squonker I have pink guava and watermelon in here, and this is strawberry and cream. And believe it or not, the two are really good together. But if I mix them in the squonk, it's not as good. So it's like a different ratio. You know what I mean? I squonk, wet, squonk.
Stupid.
I know.
I just started squonking. I have the G box that was lent to me. It's weird.
This is my first one too. I just bought it because I couldn't resist the sale. It was like $29, and I was, I have. What is that disorder I say I have? I have vapor shopper syndrome or something.
Well, the Easter sales just were out, so those got me too. But yeah, this squonker, like I think I like it, but it's hard to know like when you have to squonk or not.
Yeah, same thing. I keep having to pop it up to make sure that it's wet, and then
yeah, which kind of defeats the purpose.
Yeah, I guess. Driving down the road, it's really convenient. I just soak it.
Yeah.
I squeeze it anyhow. Every time
Emily's
I'm
back.
Hey guys, sorry about that. My power flickered and I just lost everything.
Yeah, you froze with a sort of a creepy shit-eating grin on your face. It was great.
You did.
That's great.
Yeah, that one. No, just kidding. So, did you manage to catch Jen's recipe?
I didn't.
Jarvis's?
I see it up on the screen though. I love that Kanako soy flavor. What I mixed the other day with it in it. It was maybe one of Fresh's recipes. And I love it. It's delicious. And I can see how it would bump up that TFA peanut butter a little bit. Because it's like nutty. It's super, super good.
And actually, all those flavors are flavors that I enjoy. That cheesecake graham crust, that graham cracker from Flavora, the Kanako soy. There's nothing in there I don't like. Except I don't have any of that whipped cream. So I will sub it with TFA or with. Do you think it would work with Cap vanilla whipped cream? Or would that be too vanilla-y?
Go a little higher if you're going to do that with it.
Okay.
You may even want to add a little extra, add some like Flavor Art coconut to it and give it like a coconut whipped cream.
Okay.
How does it steep, Jen?
I don't know. My bottle disappeared.
Yeah, it looks like a really good, like a shake and vape.
It smells really good, but I tried it just now, shake and vape, and I can taste the cheesiness from the cheesecakes and the butter from the graham cracker crust, and it's just too much for me. And I don't normally vape those flavors, so it's not necessarily a recipe I would vape or could vape for very long. But
you like cheesecake in real life?
I love cheesecake in real life. I can't buy cheesecake, or otherwise I eat too much of it.
So, Rin, you know what that means, right?
Oh boy.
Okay, it's Rin's turn.
All right.
Yeah,
So
Jarvis lucked out. She didn't have to deal with the 21 questions from Emily.
From Emily, yeah.
And
so I had a lot of trouble with this one. I think probably the most trouble out of any of them. Not necessarily because of the flavor, but because of the smell of the vapor. But I'll get back to that in a minute. So this one's the one I liked the most. This was one of 7 variations of it. I used the Vapor Train cheesecake. This is the first time I used it, so I knew it was kind of very ballsy of me to do. But I think it turned out well. I used the honey roasted peanuts by Wonder Flavors because I really like the nuttiness from it, and I like the honey note, and I think it would add to like the crust of it pretty well. And then I used Loran's peanut butter, and I'll get to why in a minute. At 4%. The other one was 0.5% for honey roasted and 1.1 for the cheesecake. Then I used sugar cookie because what I was trying to do, and I probably should have said this first, was Outback Steakhouse has this peanut butter pie. And I don't know if anyone's had it because it's like, it's only there like a limited amount of time, but it's amazing. It's like this whipped peanut butter cheesecake center. It's drizzled with, I think, a little bit of chocolate, but then the crust is with Nutter Butter cookies, not graham cracker. So it's really, really good. So that's what I was trying to emulate because it's by far like the best cheesecake I probably ever had. So that's why I used the sugar cookie instead of a graham. And I did use variations with graham in it, but this one came out better. Then I used Flavora custard at 1% to add to the creaminess of the base and kind of back up the cheesecake a little bit to make it really rich because cheesecake is really rich. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Now going back to why I used Loran's peanut butter, I tried about 5 different peanut butters, if not more, and Dumais was really good. And so Flavora was okay. Flavora's was okay. But both of those and one other one that I can't remember right now, the vapor smelled horrific. And I don't know what it was, but it smelled bad. It smelled like fruity alcohol acetone. Did any of you notice that when vaping it?
No, not me. Floral what? Acetone?
Fruity acetone alcohol. Like it smelled horrible. Like the flavor I said, it wasn't bad.
Which one was that? The Flavora?
It was Flavora and Dumais. And Dumais I mixed by itself, so there couldn't have been any contamination from anything else. And it was the first time I ever smelled it. And it wasn't like cat pee or anything like that you would get like with honey, but it was just like this horrific smell. And it was horrible because the Dumais was a really good peanut flavor. It was amazing. And then the vapor from it just was bad.
Rin's becoming a Dumais looking ass.
A little bit. Dumais cheesecake is terrible though, so.
I really like how you layered. I've never tried LA peanut butter, but I really like how you added a little bit of the honey roasted peanuts.
Yeah.
Because it's such an authentic, good, like peanutty flavor.
Yeah, and it can go a little dark, like especially if you like steep it a bit. And I kind of wanted that to balance off like all the sweetness and the richness a little bit. And like I said, the honey in it kind of helped with the sugar cookie crust.
Yeah.
It's enclosing it. I really like it. I will say that it does get richer as you steep it, but like even after a day you can vape it. It's a good flavor. But if you want it to be the rich cheesecake film in your mouth type thing, you'll want to steep it for like about a week. This has been steeping probably a week and a half. So yeah, it's really good.
Does the peanut butter fade as it steeps?
Slightly. but it kind of just smooths out and kind of blends in with the cheesecake and the custard.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask you the same question. If there's a scale of peanut butter flavors from like really creamy generic Jif to like crunchy hippie homemade crap, where does LA peanut butter lie on that scale?
LA is a little bit more jiffy. It's sweet, it's smooth. That's why I wanted to add the honey roasted, because I like the peanut butter I like is like the crunchy, really peanut forward peanut butter. Like I even buy the ones that are like low sugar or no sugar added, just because I like the peanut flavor to be by itself. I don't like things that are too sweet. So that's why I added that honey roasted flavor to give more of like an authentic, like crunchier, like it doesn't translate as crunchy in this recipe because it has a lot of richness to it.
Oh,
but I wanted it to be more authentic peanut butter flavored as opposed to just Jiffy, because Jiffy was never my go-to for anything. Personally. The DX TFA peanut butter surprisingly was very good though. I might even sub that in for this one just to see what happens, because I actually ended up out of the 7 with 2 good ones out of the 7, and I just picked this one because it's a little bit more rich, but the other one is good as well. And I used Biscuit by Inawera in there because it has that inherent coconut flavor to it, and it ended up working well. It's just this one's a little bit more, like I said, rich, a little bit more. You could like vape it all day. The other one you'd probably get sick of and kind of overloaded easily.
You know, I've heard that said before that the Inawera biscuit has that coconut flavor in it. I have never picked that up. Never. And I've looked for it.
It seems to depend on what you mix with it.
Like it's gonna be one of those things, those power of suggestion things, that now every time I vape something with Inawera biscuit, I'm like, oh, this has coconut in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna now that you've said it again, I'm gonna go and try it again to see what it is that I just don't taste it. But you know, I mix with a lot of coconuts a lot of times, so I guess maybe also I might be coconut blind a little bit. Because I mean, one of my recipes that I vape on a lot is that what is that horchata de coco that I have online. I mean, I vape that a lot, so I guess that has a lot more coconut.
Yeah, I didn't really notice it either, but it definitely, and it could just be the suggestion of it. It definitely came through with the peanut butter. Plus, with the other mixture, I only used like 4 ingredients, so there wasn't a lot to compete with. But it's definitely there now that I know that it's there, which I'm not mad at. I don't mind coconut.
Yeah, and I think that I have all of those flavors. Well, actually, is that Vape Train cheesecake? I don't think I have that one. If I wanted to replace that Vape Train cheesecake, which one would you suggest? Nothing? Because sometimes that's the answer. None.
I mean, Capella's might work, but with Capella's, I always mix it with some other cheesecake. Like mullen berries would probably work, but you probably don't have that either.
Flavor West cheesecake is pretty close.
Which one?
Flavor West cheesecake? It's pretty close to Vape Train, isn't it?
It'd have to be something that isn't gram heavy. So if you have a cheesecake that is not gram forward, like TFA with crust would definitely not be the same. Like it still might be good, but it wouldn't be the same.
I wonder if Lorianne's cheesecake.
It might.
Lorianne's cheesecake is very
would.
cheesecake.
Lorianne's cheesecake and Vape Train to me are very similar.
Okay.
See, I don't have Lorianne's, so I don't have that to compare to. But the Vape Train cheesecake worked really nicely in there. And like I said, it was a gutsy move because I never tried it like single flavor yet. But I'm like, I have it. It's a new flavor. I'll throw it in there, see what happens. Because I was like 7 mixtures in at that point. I'm like, if it's gross, then it'll just be like the rest of them. Because none of them were working for me because it smelled so bad. Like, ugh.
Right.
I'm like the only one that smells the vapors from the nuts.
Well,
I was having a lot of off notes on the smells of like most of the mixes I made as well. Like the last one was the only one that didn't smell super funky.
Okay, so it wasn't just me because I'm like, what's wrong with my shit? And like I even tried like different coils and everything. It wasn't that like new wicks, all that. It just, no, it just.
I used to really pay attention to room notes. Maybe it's
oh God,
it was impossible to ignore. It was.
I mean, that's probably how I feel about chocolate. Chocolate tastes like burnt brownies if it's not done right and you vape it. Like, it tastes delicious, but then when you walk out of the room, if you leave the room, go outside and come back in, it smells like you burnt the brownies. The whole house smells like burnt brownies. And that's not a good smell.
No. I find it fascinating that 3 out of the 4 of you use coconuts in your peanut butter pies.
Well, I think we all stole. Well, I know I did from Fresh. Fresh 03 was the one that said to use that, and I was like, let me try it one time. And when I did, I was like, he's right. It's perfect.
Well, mine was not intentional. I put Innaware biscuit in most cookie mixtures I try to make because I love that flavor. And for some reason, the sugar cookie I used in like the first 3 versions, and it was all terrible with that smell. So I'm like, maybe it's like a combination thing. So I kind of just nixed out everything that I had from the first batches that smelled bad. And that was unfortunately one of them. So yeah, the coconut, I wasn't intentional. But it was from Adore. Adore actually suggested that to Fresh.
Cool.
I guess I just missed out on that suggestion.
Yeah, it was kind of like one of those that was just like thrown in a show somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's that morning show that it was in that you guys talked about it. And then I think we talked about it in chat as well. And I asked a couple of questions. I was digging deep into that. Well, what percent? Wait, what percent do I need to use and not taste the coconut and still affect my peanut butter? Because I'm always trying to make peanut butter vapeable for myself, you know, but I cannot vape it longer than probably 2 full cottons worth, and then it's time to go, and then vape something else.
Yeah, but you also like jump to different flavors constantly.
I do. I know. Look, 1, 2, 3. All 3 are very different. I do. I can't. I just can't.
ADD.
I'll drip a flavor once or twice, and then I'll move on. Great.
I'm like the opposite. I just got an expansion tank for my so that I can vape 9 mils straight.
No, I can't do that. I don't know why I can't do that. I mean, I vape 3 different flavors at all times, all the time. I have 3 things going all the time.
It just seems like so much to like remember
carry
to
around
bring with you. Yeah.
No, because see this one.
You have a large purse.
Guilty. Yeah, but this one you fill up once a day. That's it, because it's an MTL. So I mean, you don't go through a lot of it. This one is the one that I fill up the most, and then now this is a squonker, so I don't have to fill it up once a day either.
I want to be able to mouth to lungs so bad, but it hurts my chest whenever I try. I want my juice to last, and and a lot of times the flavor can be better when you're using mouth to lung, right? Or if you can do like a higher nick and vape less often, so it's great for when you're out and about, whatever. But it kills me.
Let me tell you that I was just away with family, and I was away for 3 days. In those 3 days, I took my 3 tanks. I took a battery charger, but I also took 3 of my MTLs. I didn't have to charge batteries the whole time. First of all, because this is dual battery. My other mod's dual battery. And then these 3 that I have like this that are MTLs, these are ones I use. So I had my mom and my aunt in the car with me. And, you know, they're not vapors, and I didn't want to hear them complain about me fogging up the car. So I used the MTLs a lot, you know?
Yeah.
And
it
lasted.
Constant vaping whenever I drive.
Yeah. And then I was driving, and just think about it. I was driving with my mom and my aunt, and I was the driver. I was the person telling them everything. You know, when you're driving around with your parents, they're watching what you're doing when you're driving. So I was vaping. Shut up, let's go. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, I got the right exit. Yeah, I'm sure we know where we're going. I got GPS.
My mom one time was like, "Oh yeah, no, you can totally vape in the car." And then I'm like, "I don't think you want me doing that." And she's like, "Oh no, it's fine." And then I'm like, "All right, I'm gonna do this one time, and then you can tell me if it's okay afterwards." I just regular, like not even like a big one. And the whole, she's like, "Okay, never mind. That's a lot more than I was expecting. Never mind."
Yeah, I didn't even try it.
Did you crack the window?
Yeah, but she was just like, I was like, you don't want me to just.
I did what I call
I can, but
respectful vaping is what I did, so that I don't have to hear about it. So that I don't have to hear.
Oh, my mom loves the smell of it. She's like, that smells really good. What is that? But of course, it's a driving hazard if
you can't see in front of you. Yes.
Yeah. Like I'm used to looking through a cloud of vape. It doesn't deter me anymore. Like I watch TV shows and I'm like, I can still see it. We're good. Maybe you should crack a door. I don't know. Set off a fire alarm. I actually set off the fire alarm in my room now twice from not leaving a door open while vaping and leaving the fan off.
I've done that. I gotta remember that for the hotel.
What part?
Vaping, because it'll set off the detector too.
Yeah, this is awesome for hotels because you can go to the bathroom and turn on the water, and since it doesn't put out, what's the difference between this and the steam in the room? Not much.
The steam in my room, or the steam sets off my alarm. I have to make sure I remember to close my bathroom door, because I have a bathroom attached to my bedroom, and if I don't close that door in between, it will set off the alarm every time. It's annoying. You try having the alarm go off when you're not fully awake in the morning and then having to jump out of the shower and fan the thing, just getting water everywhere. It's not fun.
So have we checked the chat to see if anybody has any questions?
Yep.
I know.
Rin's
keeping it.
They're talking about weather.
Guys, they're just talking about weather, boring. But what I want to see is people in the chat try to mix this profile up. And if you do, put hashtag MIXINVIXENS after your title, on all the flavors or ALR so we can see it. Because normally when I see peanut butter, it's with banana, the Boss Reserve type thing. And so I love, this is one of my favorite profiles, and I want to see what everybody else comes up with, how they can, how they would do it differently.
Tell me if you smell the funk too.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys see, hear, or smell from the room. No, not see or hear, but smell.
Even though all of these, all but mine have the coconut in them, every single one of these are very different.
Yeah, they're definitely very different. They're definitely all very different, and every one of us took a different approach to making it creamy, or I don't know. They're very different.
That's why I like doing this show. It's also different, and you don't have to. There's no one way to do a recipe. So
yeah, there is not one. You can't say. Somebody can ask you, "How do I make a peanut?" And how do I make a peanut butter pie? And all four of us are going to answer it differently. Jennifer Jarvis is probably going to say, "You don't." But if you really want to, these are the flavors you should use.
I can mix for other people, so it's not like I can't come up with something that maybe I can't vape.
Well, and you definitely can give them the suggestions of what to put together. Yeah. I've seen you do that in groups several times, and I'm like, you can't vape that.
I can't vape it, but I more than likely have tried it at some point.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
Oh, I mean, me too. The peanut butter is not something that I would personally vape, but I'll mix it and I'll try and I'll make it as good as I can so I can give it away to somebody who will want me to make it again, and then I'm not doing it again because I'm not wasting it. I'm not wasting my concentrate on
Did
it.
we want to do a giveaway today?
I don't know. What do you think? What do we have to give away today?
Is the person that submitted this peanut butter pie going to get anything?
Who submitted the peanut butter pie? I don't remember.
Anthony.
Yeah, he'll get stuff. Yeah, Anthony, guess what? You won on all the flavors. 12-month subscription. So that's pretty awesome. We'll do another giveaway as well, though, because we've got nice, group of 65 of you watching right now. You guys want to participate in a giveaway? No giveaways? No? Leilani says no.
If anyone wants to give
Oh, Leilani said no giveaways.
She says it goes to her, but I mean, I don't know. I mean, Leilani, she was on the show for a while. Do I do what she says?
No.
We'll do a giveaway. Everyone who wants to participate in the giveaway, post 321 in the chat, and I'll copy that out. And before we wrap up the show,
Mr. Burgundy, giveaways are for communists.
Okay, he's eliminated.
Yeah.
I gotta get the thing up so I can
get your 3, 2, 1 out of there, Mr. Burgundy. You're not winning.
3, 2, 1. That's all you need to put.
And Leilani says at Vaping Bachelor. What about him? Oh, LOL, Mr. Burgundy. Got it. I forgot about our delay. I'm reading their stuff later.
You slow.
I know.
All right, we'll give that a few more minutes. It's me, dude. It's not 4:20. It's 6:59, but also it's 3, 2, 1. Come on.
Just a reminder to everyone, I will not be on the show next week because I will be in Detroit.
Having fun. What are you doing in Detroit again?
Cuddling up with Leilani.
Oh, yeah. With her jackfruit.
We want pictures.
Maybe you should hop on the show while you're walking around and be like, hey, everyone, I'm just showing you how much fun I'm having and not having to talk about my recipe.
It'll be over because, I think on Sunday they end early at 5.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
So it'd be like, hi, this is my hotel room, or hey, this is a casino, but you can't really film in a casino.
Never mind. I thought that would be interesting. All right. I'm going to go ahead and copy out the chat. No more are being accepted. So if you didn't post it in there, that is on you. You guys keep talking. I got to get this ready.
Has anybody been working on anything in particular other than these recipes this week?
I just posted a raspberry jam and croissant recipe.
I saw that. Was that yesterday?
Yeah. Yesterday or the day before. I don't remember. It's pretty good, though. If that's your thing.
Yeah. How about you, Jarvis?
I keep mixing stuff and setting them aside because they don't taste that great to me, and I'm off right now. my taste is so bad.
When you're off, do you try to do the cold?
I've been alternating between hanky panky, which I can pretty much always vape because Cam Tea is just my comfort vape, and then the menthol. And I'm kind of going back and forth trying to reset. Do
you do menthol or do you do WS-23?
I do menthol and anise.
Yeah, I was always interested in that too, because there'll be times where and it happens especially if I'm working on a big project, where I'll just hit a wall and everything I try that I mix up just tastes like crap. It's like, no, this sucks. I suck. I'm horrible at this. And I'm just like, it's like, what do you do when that happens? You just need to take a break, step back and vape something else that's not your mix or whatever, or something that is yours that you've liked before. And just, what do you do? Because there are times.
Let stuff steep. Just set it aside after you've mixed it and be like, well, I'll come back to it in a week or two. Maybe it'll.
And you know that anise and menthol, I love that stuff. I usually add a little bit of vanilla to it. It's almost like a Tic Tac.
Yeah,
I love it.
It's like mouthwash.
Like mouthwash. Yeah. So really, it's like the only thing I can taste when I have bad allergies. I don't know that I could taste it, but I could feel it.
A little bit of black currant goes well in that too. Or king.
All right.
Watermelon does too.
Yep.
I'm going to share my screen real quick. You guys ready for the giveaway?
Yep.
Let's do this. What are we giving away?
we are going to give away a 10-pack of Flavora flavors.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Thank you, Flavora.
Yes, thank you very much. All right. So I am going to refresh this 3 times. The third one, that is the winner. All the duplicates removed. Sorry, DeMillan. 1, 2, 3. It says Rafines 13. You are the winner. You get a 10-pack of Flavora flavors.
Whoop, whoop,
So,
whoop.
Nice job.
to get your winnings, go onto the Facebook group and send the Mixin Vixens Facebook account a message, and we'll get your info and set that up for you. Congratulations.
Whose idea was to do bacon and peanut butter? I'm reading the chat here, and these people are going nuts over some bacon and peanut butter.
That sounds delicious.
No, it does not.
People will say
But then again, I mean, I like a
probably
maple
tastes
bacon
good.
bar with bacon on it, and that the maple.
maple bacon bars are freaking amazing.
They are, and I feel like that's in the same realm as peanut butter and bacon.
Yeah, and I think it would be good. Like in real life, I think I would try. I'll try anything twice. But as far as a vape, like what's a good bacon?
I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
a great question.
I certainly
'Cause,
don't like a lot of artificial bacon, so I mean,
I've
have you
used
guys had bacon
TFAs.
vodka?
Someone said one-on-one wasn't it a terrible bacon, but I don't know. I just
What about TFAs?
I've used that one before. I actually mixed the bacon, the dill pickle, and what else did I put in it? I put something else in it. I want to say it was something that was bready. And it almost came out like a burger kind of
like
flavor.
a burger. Friends don't let friends vape savory.
It didn't have the meat like the beef in it, but it was almost like the bun. And
what? Who was it? Said someone said it was on Facebook or maybe one of the other video chats that a cheeseburger was just a vehicle for the cheese in my mouth.
pretty much
That was hilarious.
bacon.
I don't know. I remember we had somebody who used to swear by bacon and pineapple. I tried it like a dummy.
Oh, that's
It was
the best
horrible.
pizza.
Okay, good on pizza, but not on vapor. I tried it because I kept hearing her talk about it, and I was like, let me try this one time. And then I was like, immediate regret. Immediate.
I think I've not tried any of the bacon flavors out there, and I don't think I probably end up. I probably won't. I need to be real bacon, and maybe I'll make an actual dish that has both of those ingredients in it. That's not
Pineapple and bacon, it is. It's good. But I mean, not vaped. And I've had all of them. I've had TFA, I've had Capella, and I think that Flavor Art has a bacon too. Do they? Jennifer?
In their kitchen line.
In the kitchen line, yeah.
Not
And
for
I-
vaping.
Yeah, I know, but years ago, I'm talking about like 8 years ago, when it was,
They also
you know.
have ham and roast beef and roast
Oh
chicken
God, yes, and they have garlic.
and garlic and onion and eggplant.
I want to have that garlic breath. I strive for terrible breath.
You can
Yeah.
also go for white truffle. White truffle smells
Oh God, no.
horribly like garlic.
Somebody mentioned recently, if you take that white truffle and you pour it into some olive oil, you just made yourself an $80 bottle.
Yeah, it does taste. It's good for olive oil. I think that's where it would go. Period. That's it.
So I think it's time we start wrapping it up. Before I do my usual wrap up spiel, does anyone have anything they want to show real quick? No one wants to talk about any shows they're on, or
Jennifer, where can we find you at? Where do you keep your stuff
Chef.
at?
Flavors. I have 2 one-shots there. I have one-shots at Wizard Labs. I have one-shots at E-cig. I have my website, flavorpro.com, and my Facebook group, which is also under Flavor Pro. I haven't done any videos except for these lately. So I made.
And what is the name of your one shots that's everywhere? What are your particular? Because I think you're with a group, right? So there's several there. Do they have your name?
Mine, yeah, everybody's on Chefs has their own individual names because we're just a collective. It's not like we're a business. We're just e-juice makers. We do it under that label just so it's consistent. And we
So
have
you're
that
so I would say Jennifer Jarvis and your
EJM.
flavor.
Yeah.
Okay.
And my recipe. I have Hazelpotamus and Captivation at Chefs, Vanilla Rain at Wizard Labs, and Bake Sale at E-cig, which is just under my name. That's not under the juice makers.
Okay.
And
Cool.
Emily is also part of e-juice makers, and she has one shots at both Wizard Labs and Chefs. And you have something else too. You have a
E-cig. I
flavor
have
pack, right?
blackberry milk at E-cig.
Oh. Yep.
So what are the flavors you have there, Emily?
At Chef's, I have Spring Break and Blueberry Catalina. And then E-cig, I have the blackberry milk. And then at Wizard Labs, I've got the CCD, or cream cheese donut.
Cool.
Was your Spring Break the one that had the cucumber in it?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember who did the cucumber recipe.
Yeah, it's kind of loosely based on that Rongo commercial juice.
Rongo.
It's like a strawberry, citrus, and cucumber.
Cool.
Pretty refreshing. It's perfect time for it. Springtime.
That's right. And I have for me, I am I'm all over Facebook. I'm the e-juice fairy. I have One and Done Flavors, which is a one-shot company. We're a little bit slow right now. There's some flavors in there that you have a wide array. Some flavors are DAP free, some aren't. Each one tells you they're primarily about 15% flavorings. There's a wide selection there, and it's mostly for beginners. They're beginner recipes, but I think they're pretty good. I like the fruity ones in particular, and that's about it. You can find me on Facebook all over the place, but you have to tag me because I'm not always available unless you tag me if you have a question. Rin?
Hi. I don't have anything anywhere, so you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, that kind of stuff.
Under Rin Vapes?
Oh, guys, Graham's gonna have coronary.
Why?
It already happened.
Noted tomorrow night, 11 p.m. Eastern time. We're gonna talk about cookie doughs and cake batters.
Cookie doughs and cake batters tomorrow night.
And something called Vosping Stopgap, whatever that is.
Stopgap, yeah. Stopgap's on Thursdays. The time it starts varies. I'm on that one too. Some of you know, like Grimes. I'm sure you're probably in the chat there somewhere.
Yeah, I watched Stopgap for the first time since they moved to YouTube this week, but it was pretty cool. I liked the panel. It was a lot more people, and I like the layout on the YouTube versus how it was in the
Twitch.
In Twitch, yeah.
It's definitely turned a new leaf, I think, and the style of it too. The format's a lot different than it used to be. It's a lot more.
I think adding you
I guess, crazy.
and Pretty Matthew kind of calmed everything down a little bit.
Yeah. Oh God, there's episodes we don't talk about that are on still though. But Pretty Matthew getting added into it, everyone's like, wait, we need to be on a new level here.
A little more professional, not so.
No swearing. There's swearing on that show, so if you have sensitive ears, probably avoid the swearing. Yeah. Let's see. So don't forget to mix and rate our recipes. If you don't have the flavors, note that in whatever you're saying about it, and maybe don't do any of the stars or whatever, so that it's a more realistic rating that's on there. Definitely, as Emily stated earlier, try to see if you can nail this profile down better than we did. And if you do, hashtag it with MIXINVIXENS, because we want to see it. Maybe even post it in the Facebook group so others can see it and rate it. Who knows? It could be better than ours. I'm sure it's sure at least one of them will be out there. You guys are all, a lot of great recipe makers out here on this chat. So want to see what you guys got. Thank you to all the flavors and Flavora for helping us out with the giveaways. And thank you, Bull City Flavors, for hooking us up with some flavors so that we can mix these awesome recipes for you guys. Let's see. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else left to say. So yeah, check everything out. Join our Facebook page if you haven't already. Oh, and I almost forgot. Don't forget to post the flavor profiles that you want us to mix. Because if you don't post them, we don't know what flavors your guys are going to be interested in, and we want to have a show that you guys like. So post those. There's the thread, Facebook next week. Yep, we'll be back here next week with another flavor, which we will post probably tomorrow. Maybe we'll be on time this time on that, so we'll see. You guys have a great evening. Go eat your dinner.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Yes.
Bye.